Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome to tea time. I keep having technical issues, but I got tea. Let's go. Let's start off first. New nendroids. You can get better pictures on threads. I'll show them off in a second. And before I show the new nendroids, chapter 28. That's the top of chapter 28 right there. I'm trying to not get the big glare on it, but yeah, there it is. I know you can't really see it, but you'll be able to see it soon enough. It's finished. I've sent it off. The cleaner was done. Everyone else was done. I'm going to start work on 29 shortly. I'm probably going to watch this week's anime, take a look at it, make my PDF, and start a little bit of it. Because I don't think they've cleaned it yet. I can check that quick. 29 has not been cleaned yet, so they're not waiting on me for that. So, fun cover at least. Where did you go? There you are. I say fun cover, but it's like it fits this theme. Oh no! Oh, it didn't. I'm not gonna show it because I'm not gonna show it. You haven't seen 28 yet. I showed you like half the cover, and I set up teases. That said, if you want to see teases or pictures of like my nendroids and stuff as they come in, I'm also going to be putting up pictures of other projects I'm working on as they come up. I've got a Twitter and a Threads where I post stuff like that, and I would appreciate the follows there. You can also just bookmark me and just come look at my stuff if you want and not have an account. I totally understand that. But yeah. So I got Firin with Himmel's favorite flower, and Fern with her bread and pouty face. It's probably really hard to see it on camera. I think the focus is like way back. It's like right back where my face is. It's fixed focus on this camera, I believe. Yeah, so I might even be out of focus right now, but if you want a better picture of Fern pouting, I've got pictures up on Threads and Twitter, and I have unboxing videos on both, but Twitter has some weird, archaic, behind a paywall video thing. Like, if you put up a video on Twitter, it can only be so long unless you pay the money, and I'm not doing that. Like, I don't get any money. I don't have enough Twitter engagement to get paid anyway, so and I don't feel like playing Twitter. I've actually made it a habit recently to, when I feel the need to doom scroll, instead I open up a manga and read that instead. Because Twitter is not the best, and it is what it is. I was gonna show what I was reading, and I'm like, whatever. Nothing graphic. And you probably can't see it super well on camera, so I'm not gonna like hold it, but yeah. I've been reading Fufu again, and I'm almost finished, caught up to where the anime ended, so. It's the hot spring scene when they're away near the end. Okay, what else? Tier list. Some people didn't like my tier listing, putting dungeon people above like Nier and things. I like Nier. Nier's good, but I know it's gonna happen, and as much as I think it's a beautiful work of art, it's a known story, so its chances of being like top tier are minimal at best. So don't hate me, because honestly, there's worse shows. Like the Cafe Terrace I don't know how. Like last week, I was upset in the first half of the episode and the second half of the episode prior, and then this week was just like, look, I don't know women that would do what happened in that scene, but I'm gonna just say, I have never personally had that happen to me, but I also personally never had a harem of women after me, and actively knew that all of them are after me. Ugh. Okay, YouTuber legend, the VTuber legend. Sorry, VTuber legend. Something else this week. Oh, um. Well, I don't think that like VTuber Legend is a good show for like an ongoing plot. It is a great show for continually just like raising the bar for how weird some of these things are. Um my wife has no emotions was a little weird this week, and yeah. So I don't know where that's gonna end up. I thought it was like, oh, this is cute, this is sweet, it's only gonna end up like this, you know. But I feel like a lot of stuff starting to happen in these shows. Alia was getting to a nice point last week, but again, I think I said it when I was doing the tier list. I hadn't watched last week's when I tiered these because I was going by the prior weeks. Because Alia was like a week behind everyone. So if it comes out before the Monday, like if it came out Monday or Tuesday, I would talk about it here. But we don't have any anime that coming out Monday, Tuesday that I'm watching at the moment. And like I don't even talk about Wonderful Precure here, despite it being like super fun. Yeah, I just started watching Comic Girls because I just wanted something else to watch, and I had an urge. Okay, there's only so many times you can watch the same show over and over again, and I had this urge. I just wanted to hear Sayori Onishi speak. I don't know. I love her voice acting style. I absolutely adore her tone and like every character she plays. I put up a People were talking about their favorite bits from anime, and I put up that one from the start of Gabriel Dropout where they introduced Raffi, and she's like, "But you're so good at acting like a dog," and you have Danae that they're just like looking, and she's like, "Oh, maybe I could be friends with her," and her like mind going through all the things, and I'm like, maybe you don't." Saori here plays in it also. I didn't even know she did until I looked it up way later. But yeah, this was more like I just want to see a show with Saori in it because I love her. Going back to Fufu, if you don't know anything she's worked on, Fufu was one of them for sure. She was Noelle in Wondering Bright Lights, Angel Included. Luna in Kimi Zero. I didn't hate Kimi Zero, but Kimi Zero was just like Kimi Zero. The Experience Me and the Experience You. It kind of felt flat. I don't. Her acting's fine. It's just the story itself was just weird. I don't hate it, but I don't love it. She was Celeste in My Unique Skill. I watched this show. It was fine. It's another like. It's another of those. I'm isekai to this world, and this world's weird. I love her as Momoko in Yamada, and Akari and Fufu. So she's just someone who, whenever I hear her, I kind of feel like I'm in for at least a good time. I know kind of the character. She plays all sorts of characters. I just like her voice. Nothing creepy about it. I just wanted to listen to her talk. I don't know. Maybe it's a comfort thing. I can only watch Fufu so many times. Boop, 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 boop. It's also really hard to watch Gabriel Dropout again. Because it's one of those shows that, like, the gags are good the first time, and then they kind of, like, wear out the more you watch it, so. Yeah, just a weird thing I wanted to do. Monogatari, I've got a bone to pick with you. Adding the 0.5 to this week's episode, and then it actually not being a recap, and being something arguably cooler. If you haven't watched it yet, please do. I don't want to spoil it because it was really cool, but it did not feel like it's not a recap of the series at all. It's like a setup for the next arc that's coming, and it's only like 12 minutes long, so it's not super long, but it's oh man, I can't. I loved it. I don't want to tell you about it too much because I was like, what am I watching here? And then we got halfway through and I'm like, oh, I know exactly what we're watching here. Thanks, Shaft. It's super Shaft. That sounds a little weird out of context, but if they'd somehow put a head tilt in it, it would have been even more Shaft. Last week when I rated Alia, where I put her, I hadn't seen episode 7. Are we that close to the end of the season? Oh my god. Summer's almost over, guys. Yes, episode 7 I hadn't watched yet. But I did afterwards, and I still don't think it's the best show of the season. I feel like it's getting a lot of it got a lot of hype going into the season, and well, it is very good. I'm not gonna deny it, it's very good. I feel like there is better shows this season. I expected a lot less from Too Many Losing Heroines. No one was really hyping this. No one was hyping this at all for me. But everyone was like, oh, Alia's so good. And I'm like, and so it was put on this pedestal. And it's failing to meet those expectations for me. While I am not trying to say that it is a bad show, I feel like it is one of those shows that I would put, like, it's like second or third tier, like it's in the middle. Like, it's like I enjoy watching it enough. We'll see where if it can pick up at the end. The characters are fun enough and they kind of carry the show, but I had the feeling there was more to it than what it was from the way people were talking about it who were familiar with the manga, at least. And then it's not based on the manga at all. It is based on the light novel. So that is what it is. Gigi Harem was weird this week. Last week. Like, it felt like one of those false ending kind of ones. Like, it was a false ending sort of you remember like episode 8 of Bocchi the Rock, where it's called Bocchi the Rock? And people are like, well, that could have been the end of the show. And it's like, yes, it could have, but it was the end of an arc, more or less. And I am curious. Now, I want to preface here. I have not read Gizzy Harem, the manga. So I don't know how closely this follows or what's supposed to come next. But I have a feeling that either the next episode is going to be like a flip forward in time, or it's gonna just go. It's gonna ignore the previous episode and go back to like them being senpai and kohai. I know people always use senpai all the time, but kohai is the opposite. Kawaii kohai, cute underling, junior, I guess. But kohai is the how do you say that? Oh man, I went overtime. Is there anything else I have to say before we go off? I was just sitting here babbling to the camera. I've been dealing with so much junk this week. It's been weird. So, 'tis what it is. But I'm gonna head off and edit. Till next time. Matinee.